Hello and welcome to Save Ourselves. Hi, I am Aparna and I'm back with another video. So a couple of weeks back I published two blog posts on my channel which talked about productivity during and after school. So basically it was like being productive on campus and off campus. And in those I had included tips that you could actually do and practical things that you could do to optimize your levels of productivity. And since this past week has not been the greatest of my productive weeks of school, I thought that this was a perfect time to make this video and also serve as a reminder for myself to get back on track. So here I am with all the tips that I have. Now these tips I have learned through the course of my education, and by watching people, by watching videos about it, and by trying to imbibe those. And I haven't mastered them all to its fullest level, but these are the tips that I keep in mind and I try to be very intentional about them. So let's get started with the video. So my first tip for you is to rethink your rest period. If you are someone who commutes to your school or college by bus or some kind of public transport or a carpool where you don't have to be the driver every day, or maybe you cycle or you walk, and it's not as it's not very inconvenient for you to commute, then maybe you can think of your commute as the rest period. Because what I used to do up till my third year is that I used to travel by bus, and that was a pretty chilled out commute any which way. But I did not think of that as my rest period, and I would spend another hour at home trying to relax and gain up my energy. And it ended in me wasting a lot of time and not really making use of that when I was actually well rested during my bus ride. So I brought about this change in my fourth year, and I used my commute as my rest period. It's just a shift of perception. It's not something that you actually, do as such, but it's merely like a shift of perception, as I said, and that has changed the game entirely. Now I don't spend another hour. I'll spend 15-20 minutes getting fresh or getting something to eat or something like that, and that's totally fine. But I don't waste an entire hour trying to get my energy back and losing that precious time not doing my tasks. So try rethinking your rest period in whatever way that suits for you. Maybe this is not your situation, but something else might be. So try and customize this according to your level and see what kind of perception changes that you can make in your own life. So that's my first tip. So my second tip is to change your clothes and wash your face as soon as you come home. So what happens is you spend your entire day at school, outside, maybe you meet your friends, maybe you go somewhere in the same pair of clothes, and your body sweats and you get dirty, and working in those same clothes does not really give you that boost of motivation or that freshness that you need to begin a task. So when you come home, change your clothes, wash your face, it's like a pseudo wake up call for your body, and it tricks it into thinking that okay, this is like a wake up call, I have to stay awake for some time, so I need to be fresh. And that is how you automatically feel fresh after you wash your face and change your clothes every time. So make sure you do that. Don't skip out on this step. I used to, and it cost me a lot of time. So make sure that you don't, and change your clothes and wash your face every time that you come home. So that is my second tip. Thirdly, my third tip is that plan everything out. So what we generally do is that we plan out all the academic tasks that we need to do, put the assignments in place according to the deadlines, and that's it. But we don't really end up getting as much time as we planned for those tasks, because what happens is other aspects of our life comes in, which include our social life, our personal life, some chores that we might have to do, administrative tasks, plans with family and friends, all of these things. So make sure that you include all of these while planning out all the things that you want to get done for that day, so that you actually get the time that you have allotted for that task, and you don't feel like you are not getting enough time to complete that task even though you planned it out. So that is my third tip. As for the fourth tip, it is related to the third one, and it is that be realistic about how you are going to plan. Maybe you have this big surge of motivation and you have the willpower to do a lot of things today. So you think that doing 3 assignments, 4 essays, and going out to dinner with your friends, and then putting an all-nighter is going to be possible for you, but maybe not always. So make sure that you are being realistic about it and giving yourself the time to rest, because eventually while doing all of these tasks your body is going to drain energy, your body is going to need rest, even your mind is going to need rest. So make sure that you do justice to your body and mind, and keep in mind all of these things, and be realistic about how you plan out those tasks. So maybe planning out ahead of time can help out in this process, because then you know all of the things that you need to get done in that particular week, for example, and then you can sort those tasks according to priority, and be realistic about all the things that you put in your to-do list every day. So that is my fourth tip. And my fifth tip is to not rely on the rounded off hours. So all of us have this nasty habit of saying that okay, it's 6:33 right now, I'm going to start at 7. And I used to do that all the time, but eventually it used to be 7 and I used to procrastinate even more. And if it was 7:05, then I would wait till like 8. And it just doesn't work. I mean, our minds have evolved to thinking that way, I think, and it just does not work. So try starting work at 6:33 if it's like just start. Like, don't wait for 7 o'clock to happen, because it is not going to happen and you are going to procrastinate even after that. So try and start your work at 6:33 and just see what happens. It will be a little boring at first, but that first patch of work is always the most tedious and always the most boring part. But once you get into that workflow, you are going to find that task much less intimidating and you will get that work done. So don't wait for these rounded off hours. So yeah, I think all of those were all the tips I have for you in this video. The next one extra tip that I have is helping yourself out, and that means that you should do everything that you can to set up for that task and to prepare for that task. Now I call all of these things productivity enablers, and I'm keeping a separate video for that, which could maybe come out next week. So stay tuned for that, and if you want all of the extra tips that I have not included in this video, you can go check out my blog posts. I'll leave the links in the description below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you like this video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.